Welcome to the NBA Coast to Coast podcast brought to you by thelines.com. Coming to you from the West Coast, Josh Lander, joined by my guy Nate Weitzer on the East Coast. And it's time for a 6-game slate here on a Thursday night in the NBA. In this one, we're taking a look at the Lake Show playing host to the Dallas Mavericks. Also got another game video up and our player props, so check those out. As always, like and subscribe to continue to follow along with us. Also want you to head to thelines.com. That's where we put up all the great written content, everything that we're talking about here and more. And we have our odds finder tool up there as well. You can use that to make sure you're getting the best juice back on these U.S. sports books, offering you guys NBA bets this season. Nate, let's go ahead and get into this slate and then talk Lake Show and Mavs.
Yeah, it's a fun 6-game slate for sure. That this Thunder-Sixers game should be fun. We're interested to see if OKC can cover 10 points in Philly. Nice shooting guard matchup we'll talk about in props. The other game we break down, Celtics are -3 at the Nets, who are, of course, without Kevin Durant now for about a month. Seems kind of like a good spot for the C's, but, stars out in the first game. We talk about that one. Bucks on a back-to-back are +4 at Miami. That spread's been rising. There's always a chance Milwaukee sits somebody. They've had a lot of games lately, 3rd and 4 nights here. The Hornets are still in Toronto. They're +8 after losing by 12 in the first of that home game there. The Cavs are -3 at Portland. Damian Lillard is questionable tonight, and the Blazers are struggling. And then we get, Mavs -3 as well at the Lake Show. Total around 235 or 236 right now. And the Lakers on a little bit of extra rest here. I mean, they had 2 days off before this one, and then they get 2 more days off before facing the Sixers. And, we talk about a veteran team loving that extra rest and it resulting in some wins for them. I think really the biggest trend we've seen lately is extra rest resulting in the Lakers actually being able to play some defense and going under. They've been going under with a rest disadvantage in 5 of their 6 games this season by an average of 12 points per game. That's with 2+ days off. 8-4 to the under with a rest advantage. You look at Dallas on the other side, they do go over more when they're on shorter rest. So their defense does not step up. But, they've lost 3 of their last 4. Of course, they do go under on the road. They've gone under in 6 of their last 8 on the road, playing at a snail's pace once again, 94. It's the second slowest in that span. And they've gone under in 3 of their last 4 after a loss. So I think they need to get back to it in terms of limiting paint points, etc. You look at how the Lakers need to score, right? Is get out in transition, score in the paint. They can't score from 3 right now, and they're going to be without Lonnie Walker and Austin Reeves again. Kendrick Nunn's a complete wild card at this point. He's basically had 2 games where he's produced. They're getting bench points mostly because Westbrook, but I don't know about the supporting cast around LeBron here. And Dallas has been getting back. They're number 2 in transition D in their last 3. They do give up more paint points on the road. They do give up more 3 points, higher 3-point percentage on the road, but I just don't really trust that the Lakers' offense is going to be that efficient. It's really like a clash of pace here, right? The Lakers like to play at like 103 at home. The Mavs like to play at about 93 on the road. So we'll see where it lands, but 236 is pretty high. When you have Luka out there, he is able to dictate some pace. He has dominated the Lakers in his last 2 meetings, one without LeBron, but 150 offensive rating and a +45 plus minus. And that second unit, when these teams played on Christmas for the Lakers, was not very impressive. Westbrook himself, the leader of that, posted a -30. So it kind of got out of hand. They were not scoring efficiently without LeBron on the floor. I don't know if they're going to be able to maintain a good pace there. And as always, the key is, can you limit the 3-point shot for Dallas? And the Lakers are actually 5th in 3-point defense at home. So that's, I think, the strongest argument here why we won't get an offensive explosion.
Yeah, the question for the Lakers and all their matchups with the Mavs is who the hell is guarding Luka, and what do you do with him? And really, who is guarding Luka is a little bit less relevant than like who they have down low to meet him when he does use his body to get 5 feet from the basket. And at that point, you're pretty much toast no matter who's there, but at least he was thinking about it twice when he had to consider Anthony Davis standing in the paint at some point, and that's just not the case anymore. So that's why, I mean, I'm still not worried about an over there. In fact, I'd like an under even more, knowing that the way that Luka is going to control this game is how he always controls a game. And really, it's really just do what you want, play off of that. And once you get, lean your shoulder into somebody, roughly 15 feet from the basket, maybe you're driving towards the hoop, he has a number of decisions to make at that point. He's going to either kick it out to three, or he's going to do, basically shimmy and get a bucket. So he's just going to be doing that the entire game at a pretty slow pace, I would imagine, which really makes me like under 235, 236 if you can find it. It opened at about 233. So, I mean, I like the fact that it's been bet up, but I would also imagine it's going to hover and maybe bet down a point or two here or there if people are following a similar train of thought to what we have here. Mostly, that those fast break points. That was one of my main points as well for why you like the under here. Dallas getting back, not only in their last three, just on the season, they are able to limit fast break points from the other team to the tune of the fourth lowest, the fourth least allowed, right, in terms of fast break points. So neither of these teams are impressive down low. The Lakers, while they have in their last 10, are fourth in the league in terms of the amount of points in the paint that they're scoring right now, about 56. That's all also transition points. A huge bulk of those are layups in transition, and nobody outside of Russ and LeBron is getting to the basket at this point. Like you said, Kendrick Nunn kind of a complete wild card, and they're definitely running out of wing scoring after Austin Reeves and Lonnie Walker are both unavailable in this one. Schroeder has been playing a lot better with that second unit as well, or first unit, depending on if LeBron is playing or not. But it's still, not necessarily enough to overcome a Mavs bench unit that, as you talked about a little bit, has been playing really well on defense, at least as well. Even though the Lakers are getting those bench points because of Westbrook, he's also giving them bench points while he's playing, 30 minutes a game like a starter would. So that's a huge inflation there as well. The only overs that you've seen from LeBron and team is versus teams like Atlanta, a Miami team that was playing without many of its stars and sort of got surprised by a LeBron-less Lakers team as well, I believe. So everything that we've been seeing from both these teams leads to under. I guess because it's the Lakers at home, this is sitting at over 230, at 235, 236. But rather than have to rely on, the Mavs to come through on the road, which I hate doing, I would much prefer to just go ahead and bet on these Lakers. I do like the idea of the Lakers coming out strong in the first half as well, and having a little bit more chutzpah than the Mavs, the way that they did in this last game. They dominated the first two quarters in that first half in that last game in December, and then just fell apart completely in the third quarter, and the Mavs didn't even really need to care about the fourth quarter. So that's also why you saw a pretty big over in that game, and that actually barely got over the total that we have here at 236, and it needed two 70-point quarters in a row in the second half to get over that, by the way, which is why that game even got to 239. So I think you do feel pretty good about this one staying, under 235, barring some absolutely unforeseen explosion that like the anomaly that happened last time.
Yeah, I mean, last time on Christmas, right, the Lakers were in it for sure, and it looked like definitely going under, but then the Mavs able to pull away a little bit at the end. I don't think that necessarily happens again. I think, I'd rather have the underdog. I'd rather have the Lakers at +7 and the total up to 240 if you want to tease it or you want to use another game. Because, I think that Dallas hit some sort of funk here when they got stomped by the Celtics, and I don't know if they're going to get right on the road here. It's a Stark home road splits thing, and recently, their only overs on the road are like against the Spurs, against the Hornets, which did not get over 230 even. And so a Spurs team that really shares the ball and distributes it is a lot different than a Lakers team that's, orbits around LeBron or Westbrook, depending which unit's out there. And that's why they were able to keep it low scoring on Christmas, and that's probably why they'll be able to limit them again. I'm not sure who benefits most from a low scoring game, but if you have the Lakers at +7, it's hard to imagine them losing badly and it also going under.
Yeah, low scoring game, Lakers being able to hang, all that. I would not want to bet the Mavs to have to cover too big of a spread and also include that under in there. If anything, like I said, I could see the Mavs having to make a comeback in this one as they have on the road in the way that they've won lately. In which case, even in that sense, I don't think that this one gets to a pace that the Lakers want it to, and definitely not the defensive efficiency that they'd be hoping for by getting out in the transition, which I think is really one of the main key thing. The key aspect of this game is the Mavs getting back. So that definitely leads us to under 236, and that is all the time we have for you guys in this one. Make sure to like and subscribe to that page. Continue to follow along with us each and every weekday this season. And until we see you next, happy betting.